It's time now for Countywide, a special presentation of Yavapai Broadcasting News. Join News Director Paul David and News Editor Philip Catafamo as they talk with our community's leaders, newsmakers, and people in the know. You'll hear about the hot topics in Yavapai County that affect all our lives. And now here's today's Countywide.
Welcome to Countywide. I'm Paul David. As always, it is great to have you in studio with us today. Marilyn Huffman from the Better Business Bureau is back, the BBB.org. And, of course, it's holiday time.
It is holiday time.
Holiday time. So
it is upon us.
We'll talk about safety.
Yes.
And things to watch out for, because everybody wants our money. And most of them don't want to work for it either. They just want to take it.
That is correct.
Oh, that's sad, isn't it? They just want to take it.
They just want to take it. We work so hard for it.
You do, and then they just want to trick us and take it. Mm-hmm. And we're going to stop them from doing that, hopefully. Hopefully a lot of us will stop them from being able to do that. So we're going to talk about Black Friday, because that's coming up in just a couple of days. So we want to make sure we hit that up. Let's start there, because we've got Black Friday, Small Business Saturday, Cyber Monday, and is it Give Tuesday?
Giving Tuesday.
Giving Tuesday. So those, all those are coming up. So
correct.
Let's start with Black Friday.
All smack in a row like that. Black Friday is definitely the busiest shopping day of the year. And retailers are well aware of this and are obviously wanting to cash in. It's business, after all. There are going to be some retailers who are on the up and up and who are going to be upfront about the specials that they're offering, and then there's going to be other retailers that you are definitely going to want to watch out for. Okay. When they offer you different amazing prices, amazing discounts, always look for that little asterisk next to it. Read the fine print. I know we hear this all the time, but we don't actually always take the time to do it. And as we've talked about before, being at a brick and mortar store is sometimes better than going online. It just depends.
We've always said that it's nice to be able to pick something up and look at it. My wife has ordered some clothes recently over the last few months, and she's always surprised at just how different the sizes that actually show up in the mail to her. She's like, this is way too small, this is way too big. And she's kind of given up on ordering clothing through the mail, because it's just not the same as being able to try it on and say, okay, this fits.
Yep.
You know?
And
so
unless you're willing to return something, and then do you know what the return policy is? A lot of these sales that are offered on Black Friday are specific for that day. So they'll have major discounts on TVs, and they'll advertise that, and then you'll get in line at a store and it's only maybe the first 100. Or it's those TVs that are being discounted because maybe they're going to be discontinued. And so you need to know these things. You need to know, can I exchange it? Can I get a refund? Especially if you're gifting something that you purchase on Black Friday to someone else. You want to make sure.
Those would probably be the two #1 questions right there. I mean, okay, it's a TV, so it's probably going to work. But like you said, if it's outdated or it's not going to be run anymore, or it's not going to be made anymore, you've got something that's going to expire, which most of the stuff we buy that nowadays expires anyways. Once it's gone, we're kind of a throwaway world. Yeah.
Exactly.
But yeah, can I get a refund on this, and can I exchange it if need be? And if so, I guess the deadline is probably good to know as well, because some of them probably have maybe very short deadlines.
And some things that you purchase are going to have or come with a warranty, and you're going to want to know what that warranty is, what it entails. A lot of people don't realize also that warranties, you have to, nowadays, most of the time, go online and actually apply for that warranty. So it's not just a guarantee like it used to be. It's something that you actually have to do. So when I purchased a cell phone earlier this year, and it was the first time in many years, because I have a tendency to keep mine
I'm same way.
for quite some time, I had to go online after I purchased it and apply for the warranty so that I could qualify. I put in my information and all that. So you really do need to ask these questions. Don't be afraid to ask the questions. And especially if you are planning on gifting any of these items to someone else. Yeah. You know, and honestly, Black Friday, it's a crazy day. People still do the whole camp out thing. I know a lot of people like to go because they get free gifts or giveaways at various stores, but you really, really want to make sure that you read the fine print. You can also plan your approach, so you can kind of plan ahead so that you're maybe not overwhelmed And so maybe you can stick to a budget.
I bet there's people out there with incredible game plans.
They
work on it Thanksgiving Day while they're just relaxing and eating leftovers.
Like fantasy football.
Exactly. It's all planned out. We're going to hit this store first. They know exactly where they're going to go. Can we go back to warranties real quick?
Sure.
Can you tell me, is it worth it when they say, do you want to buy the extended warranty for this product? Usually I'm like, I don't know about that. No, I don't want to buy the extended warranty. I've done it a couple of times. On my PC, I bought an extended warranty, but for most things, I don't know. Like a TV, it seems to me if I get a few years out of it, I'm probably doing pretty good.
Especially nowadays.
Yeah.
I would say it probably depends on the product for the warranty. They definitely do not have the best reputation, whether it's home warranty, whether it's something like a TV, a computer, a phone, or even a car. And that's because there is a lot of fine print and there are very strict, I would say almost rules or policies that you as the consumer have to follow in order to qualify for that warranty.
Okay.
Otherwise, you're going to get a big fat no back.
Right.
And then you get that's when we hear about it, is people really upset. Well, I have this warranty for a reason. It's kind of like when you purchase insurance, but your insurance poor. You've over-purchased for what you maybe don't need. So the best thing to do is to research the product and the quality of the product. You could read reviews. You were talking about your wife having purchased clothes online. One of the best things that they offer nowadays is honestly through YouTube. And we jokingly call it YouTube University. I don't know if you've ever heard that reference, but
I have, yeah.
You can go online and a lot of people are posting videos on there saying, I purchased this dress from this maker. I bought this brand of jeans. I bought this type of shoes. And they're telling you, this was my experience with them. It was great. It didn't live up to what the product said it was going to live up to.
I know some even try the stuff on and let you see whether or not it's good. You know.
And then they'll talk about the sizes. So if you order from this company, and a lot of things are made in China or Indonesia, wherever it's made, and they'll let you know kind of how the sizes compare to what we would consider that same size in America.
Gotcha.
So, because it can be tricky with stuff like that. So, as far as warranties are concerned, that's a tough one. If it's a washing machine, if it's going to protect you and protect your investment, say, for example, I just thought of that. My assistant, she just purchased a washing machine last year. They did buy the extended warranty, and thank goodness they did, because the motor burned out. It was faulty. So if they hadn't purchased that they would have had to buy a whole other machine on their own. They would have been up the creek without the paddle. But because they had purchased the warranty, they were able to get it covered.
That's nice.
And the manufacturer was, because of the
sometimes it plays out, but they're not all scams. It's not all bad. I mean, a lot of them are very up and up. Right, read the fine print. My concern with a lot of warranties is that instead of it being someplace where you could just take it and get it fixed, you've got to ship it somewhere. And anytime you ship something, especially if it's electronic, you're just asking for trouble. And by the time it gets back to you, it might still be broken because you're shipping electronics back and forth.
Correct.
And we know these guys are moving fast and gals are moving fast in these delivery trucks, and sometimes they just don't take care of it very well. So.
And I'm with you on that, where if it's a warranty and that is
if I have to ship
one of my requirements, I would say it's probably not. It would be better for you to put money into your savings account and invest in yourself in that way, so that if you had to replace something in the future, you could.
You could.
Yeah.
Let's take our first break.
Sure.
Already. Marilyn Huffman from the Better Business Bureau is here. We're just talking about safe shopping for the holiday season. BBB.org is where you go for all the information we're talking about. This is Countywide. We'll be back in just a couple minutes.
Northern Arizona Thermal Imaging uses a state-of-the-art medical digital camera to take a picture and create a map of the body's infrared patterns, later interpreted by an MD specially trained in reading thermography. Northern Arizona Thermal Imaging is the leading medical imaging and proactive healthcare, detecting early danger signs years before other tools, finding early breast disease up to 8 years before mammography may detect it. Schedule a scan with Carol today. Northern Arizona Thermal Imaging. Say yes to thermography.
From inspiration to installation.
If you need help with your decorating plan, call the pros at the Picture Window. We are your #1 source for top quality blinds, shades, shutters, and flooring. We've been in business here for 41 years, and our delightful sales staff has decades of experience. We're the locally awarded Best of the Best in both Sedona and the Verde Valley.
Don't pass up a free estimate on your project. Call the picture window now.
This is Bruce Morrow, Transportation Manager for Cottonwood Area Transit. Remember, we cover the entire Verde Valley and Sedona. Cottonwood Area Transit has you covered wherever you want to ride in the Verde Valley, all day, every day. Take Cottonwood Area Transit through Clarkdale, Verde Village, and from 26 locations in Cottonwood. With Verde Links, it's a quick and easy trip to Sedona every day. Don't forget our connectors to Camp Verde. Visit cottonwoodaz.gov for Cottonwood Area Transit and take a seat. Let's go ride.
Julie was always a voracious reader. She'd carry 2 novels on an airplane because she'd read one on a 3-4 hour ride. And at some point, I began to notice that she would read a page and couldn't remember what she had just read, and she'd have to go back and read it again.
I don't remember much these days after I read, but less does for me, and I love it.
Welcome back to Countywide. BBB.org is the website. Marilyn Huffman from the Better Business Bureau is in studio talking about Black Friday shopping and just shopping in general this time of year because there's all kinds of deals. The commercials are going crazy, and I always like to pay attention. When did I see my first Christmas ad? And this year, I believe it was in the end of August. I could not believe it. I was like, what are you doing there? And it was at a gas pump, of all places, as well. I thought that was even stranger that at the gas pump I saw a Christmas ad.
Oh, my goodness.
So Black Friday, I think everyone's aware that it's the big sales day. The stores are trying to go from red to black, from the red into the black, and all that good stuff. What are some of the shopping tips we should really look at?
For Black Friday?
Just for Black Friday. And then we're going to do, Marilyn's actually going to stay here and do a second show with us that we're going to air a little later date, and that's going to focus a lot on more of this safe shopping type stuff. So, but just a few things before we, head people out on Black Friday. How should I be paying for things? What's the best way to do it other than cash, I guess?
Yes. So a lot of times when you shop local, it's going to be cash only at smaller stores. Then that's up to you to make that decision, and it's up to you to know that store, especially if it's local. But to protect yourself on any large purchase, you should use a credit card. It's the best recourse possible, not a debit. So many people say, well, I did pay with my credit card. And it's like, that's not a credit card. That is like the new form of check, right?
That is a new checkbook, right?
Yes, exactly. So it's like cash. Treat your debit card like that, and please know it's not protected the way a credit card is if you're making a large purchase.
Now, what if I don't have a credit card? Because there's folks out there just say, you know what, forget this credit thing. I'm not going into debt ever again like this. I'm one of those people. I have a credit card, but it's for emergencies. I'd rather not have one, but I do have one because
that's me.
Sometimes you got to use it.
Exactly.
We don't want to go into debt, though.
I understand that.
Right. So if I don't want to use my credit card, what is my other best course of action if it's not credit card?
Honestly, research. You need to research the products, find out where, so you know specifically, let's say you want to buy a camera, which seems a little outdated because they're on everyone's phones, but maybe you're an amateur photographer and you really want a nice camera. That's an expensive thing to purchase, but you are going to be able to find a very nice camera at various stores, online or at brick and mortar. So if you can research who has the best price, who has the best warranty available, what does their refund and exchange policy look like in case you get that camera and there is something faulty with it? It's a machine. These things break down. It happens. So just go into it knowing that. So you don't have to utilize a credit card. You can utilize your debit. You certainly can. Not a problem.
Okay.
There are some banks and credit unions that offer insurance for the people who bank with them or do business with them. So you can talk to your credit union or bank about that. What kind of protection do you have for something like that, especially when you're making a large purchase?
All right.
But the best thing is to honestly know your stuff. Do your research, ask your questions, price it out so you can get the best price.
Okay. All right. Let's move on to, because we've got a couple other days that we got to talk about too. So we'll talk about the using the money wisely. Just be careful out there. Be flash your credit card. Make sure you take it with you. People are always looking over your shoulder too. You know, kind of be discreet about stuff as well, and keep your receipts. Keep all of your receipts.
Yes. And
do you want them in your bag or in your purse? Do you want them in your bag or in your pocket?
Yeah, honestly, that's up to you. I personally put it in my bag, but as soon as I get home, that's the first thing that comes out of the bag.
And then hold on to them for a while.
If you really want to be safe, exactly. I have a little clip in a drawer, and that's where they all go. And that has been very handy, because there have been some surprising times where I have thought, ooh, I bought the wrong item or the wrong version of a light bulb. I had to take it back, things like that. So
Small Business Saturday. Let's not forget about Small Business Saturday. You and I are the same on this. I like to go into a store. I like to see the stuff. I like to pick the stuff up. I like to have it in my hand. I like to go up to the counter. I like to see somebody's face. I pay them the money. I take it home. I wrap it, and then I give it.
Exactly.
I like to do that way.
Exactly. And you can attach a receipt to a gift that you give to someone else. A lot of stores will offer a gift receipt where it doesn't necessarily have a price on there.
Oh, that's a good point.
But it has the barcode, because what if you gift something to someone and it's not the right fit? It's not exactly what they were looking for.
We all get those gifts, but at least they have the option that they go swap it out for something they want.
If they want to.
Yeah.
But that's obviously if they can return it. So just knowing those policies. But small Business Saturday, it was started, I want to say 7-8 years ago now. American Express did it to basically put a spotlight on small businesses.
Sure.
And they are the heartbeat of America. If you look through, it's the Small Business Administration, if you look at their studies that they put out, the research, it's like 98% of American businesses are small.
Moms and pops, man.
And it's, honestly, it's true. They consider small, I want to say 50 or less employees, which for some of us would be like a medium-sized business, but still. I think small business in the areas that we live in and in Yavapai County, it's 10 employees or less.
It's not a corporation. It's not a box store. It is typically a mom and pop, a husband and wife that have bought a store and are running a store. And
but they're the ones that give back to our communities.
Exactly.
They're involved. They usually have a heart for the area that
they work here,
are
they shop here, they buy here, their kids go to school here.
That's right.
They're all about here.
So that's why if you're like us and you want to go into a store or you want to be able to physically try something out, it's one of the best things that you can do on Saturday is support your small businesses.
And some of them have such unique specialty items as well that you're not going to find anywhere else.
It's true.
And it's like, oh, this is totally Tom. If I got Tom this, he'd love it.
That's one of the things that they say is shop small, shop unique. Because it's true. There are certain things that you can just find, and usually it's crafts, it's people who do arts or ceramics or things like that. You can really find some pretty amazing stuff. Handmade clothes or purses or holsters for your gun. They have leather making places, in Prescott where I'm from, and then here in Cottonwood they also have like a leather tooling place like that, and it's amazing the work that they do. But that's something that can be purchased locally, support local, and it's a gift that people would get that they would not expect at any.
It's going to be unique to them. They're going to have, it's almost like a one of a kind in a way. So,
exactly.
Yeah, the small businesses, I always feel good about helping the small business out, especially.
And if you contact your local chamber, I'm sure the Cottonwood Chamber, Flagstaff,
Camp Verde,
Sedona, Oak Creek, all of them, if you contact Prescott Valley, they are all involved with their local businesses. And a lot of times the local businesses, if you want information, you can go to shopsmall.org and find out which businesses are participating. So you could even map out your day in that way. And a lot of times on that day, those small businesses will specifically offer some type of discount. So it's a great way to save a little bit of money and get some really unique, fun gifts.
Yeah. All right, let's take our second break. BBB.org is the website. If you go there, you'll find all this information we're talking about today, as well as all the different scams that are going on. There's a lot of information there, including classes that the BB offers for business owners and stuff. So it's a great resource for people out there for sure. Marilyn Huffman in studio today. Stick around. Countywide back in just a couple minutes.
Medicines, Dr. Shada Sina offers comprehensive hormone testing and customized hormone therapy with a focus on lifestyle medicine, weight loss, allergy drops, brain and digestive health, seasonal detox, and nutrition. Dr. Sina is a referral physician for Suzanne Summers, specializing in bioidentical hormones for men and women. Breakthrough Medicine is located in Cottonwood's Hot Yoga Plaza. Call for a 15-minute complimentary new patient consultation, 928-649-0269, or visit online at breakthrough-medicine.com.
There are people who struggle with addiction and homelessness. Sometimes it may feel like there is nothing we can do to help.
But there is. You can make a tax-deductible donation and help those in need transition away from homelessness. When you give someone a handout, you could actually be supporting an addiction.
A better life starts with better health, especially for those living in the streets.
Support solutions, not addictions. You can make a difference. Visit cottonwoodcares.org.
Paul Stanley here with Stanley Steel Structures. We offer shade structures that provide style, value, and performance. Our Equinox louvered roof opens and closes to give you the ultimate patio experience. We also offer Alumawood shade covers that looks like wood but lasts like steel and never needs painting or maintenance. Visit us at StanleySteelStructures.com. Contact us today and be covered tomorrow. Stanley Steel Structures. Let us add some space to your place.
Did you know parking over tall, dry grass can spark a wildfire?
Only you can prevent wildfires.
1 in 6 seniors faces the threat of hunger, and millions more live in isolation.
America, let's do lunch.
Drop off a hot meal and say a quick hello. Volunteer for Meals on Wheels by donating your lunch break at americaletsdolunch.org.
Welcome back to Countywide. Just a few minutes left of the program. Hoping you guys are going to shop safely for the holiday season. So we've talked Black Friday. We kind of hit small business Saturday. We've got Cyber Monday.
Yes.
What are some of the key things to watch for on Cyber Monday?
Okay, so you want to make sure that you are on a trustworthy site. There can be a lot of lookalike sites out there, so make sure that you look for the HTTPS for secure. There's a little lock symbol, and honestly, if you're not familiar with where you're purchasing online, or it's not through a company like Amazon or eBay that has a very good return policy and they do their best to protect their consumers, then I would say you should not be purchasing through that website. You definitely want to use your credit card if you can, just for protection. You can definitely take advantage of reward and loyalty programs to get a little bit of money back if you want, but price check before you buy something. You want to make sure you keep your computer up to date. And then honestly, if you're shopping online, it's just like anything. Read the fine print. Don't check off on that terms and conditions box if you're not familiar with what the terms and conditions are. You could be basically handing them a free pass to your information. There's a lot of phishing scams that can go on in that way, so be careful of that. And then honestly, just Wi-Fi. Don't use public Wi-Fi to do anything like this. If you need to look up something, get directions, fine. But if you are at a hotel, that's public Wi-Fi. And this is something that even I have to think about as a person who travels a lot for business. You just don't think about it, that you're in a hotel and it's like, well, I'm kind of bored and I really, could just go online and get some shopping done now, but I'm still technically on public Wi-Fi at that hotel.
So somebody could be a few rooms down, kind of scanning everybody in the building and say, oh, here's Marilyn, look at this, what's she doing? Oh, look at that, okay.
We forget, and especially younger people who are used to, this is their life. Like, I didn't have a cell phone growing up.
Right.
They were big boxes, they doubled as weapons. And so we grew up in a different time, so we might be a little bit more cautious. That's why millennials and that younger generation tend to be more.
They're the new targets.
They are the new targets, and they're the number one people who report scams.
Yeah.
Correct. And they're in a mall. They're at Starbucks. They're here. They're there. And they're like, oh, I just purchased that, or I just bought that app. Well, you just bought an app at Starbucks on public Wi-Fi. So you're putting your payment information out there for anyone to get. So just really exercise caution when it comes to stuff like that.
You've got 30 seconds to talk about Giving Tuesday.
Giving Tuesday. Number one thing I can say for charity, it is the season to give. We all want to give back. We all want to support our communities. If you can give to a charity, I would strongly suggest that you give locally. It's how you know where your money's going. It's how you're able to track if that charity is actually spending the money that they take in through donations on the product that they say that they're putting out, or on the help or service that they say they provide.
Give locally.
Yes, give locally, and don't let your emotions get the best of you. Give wisely.
Okay, Marilyn, thank you so much.
Thank you.
As
for
always,
having
it's
me.
great. It's just flash in the pan. BBB.org is the website again. BBB.org. That's today's Countywide. As always, thank you so much for watching and listening, and we will talk to you again next time.